All right, boys and girls. So we have just got done reading the book Ivan, the Remarkable True Story of the Shopping Mall Gorilla. And didn't you just love it? I just love that book. And so today we are talking about how an author tells their story in a time order fashion. And this is what we call text structure. When the author organizes his story in a certain way. And they organize it that way because it helps us better understand what the story is about. And so this text structure that we're going to start with today is called time order, or sometimes you may see sequencing or chronological order, any of those words. Some things you may want to look for when it's sequencing. It's going to use things like first, second, third, next, finally. It says right here, a tip you can ask yourself, is this event taking place over time? It says look for steps or references to time, such as dates. So when we have a text structure that is talking about time order or sequencing, I am looking for those keywords. It's like, is there dates in there? Is it first, second, next, last, and finally? So let's think about the book Ivan that we just read. And I want you to think to yourself, like, what were some time order things maybe that Ivan had? So looking at the first page. In leafy calm and gentle arms, a gorilla's life began. So right there it's telling me how his life started. Then what happens? They grew and they played. And so let's think about this book of Ivan. I'm going to put it right here so you can see it and maybe you remember it. The first thing that happens in the story is that Ivan is born, right? That happens first. So I'm going to put a red arrow to let us know what's going to happen next. So Ivan is born, and then what happens to Ivan? He's taken to America. He's taken away. So we're next, he's taking to America. All right, and I want you thinking to yourself, what happens next to Ivan? He's taken to America, and then what happens? He has to live in a shopping mall. Yeah. And then in the end, what gets to happen to Ivan? He gets to go live in the zoo. So in the end, he lives in a zoo. So right there, we could take this book and it tells the life of Ivan from the time he was born until the end. And right here, that's what we just did. So now let's look at another book that we read that was nonfiction, which was Parrots Over Puerto Rico. And in this book, I want us to think about, it says, I want you to think to yourself, how does Parrots of Puerto Rico, how did the author tell this to me in a time order or a sequence order? So I want you to pause this video for a second, and I want you to think to yourself, how does this book go in order from this and then next? So pause this and come right back to me. All right, so you've had some time to kind of think about it. So let's see if your ideas are the same as my ideas. So first, in the beginning, thousands of parrots lived in Puerto Rico, right? That was first. Okay, first a lot of parrots lived there. Then what happened? Then the humans almost caused them extinct. I'm going to use time order words here. Then humans okay. Then happened next? After they almost went extinct, people start to save the parrots, and then the parrots were able to reproduce, and the parrots were able to be free again. Also, in this book, I also think that in the Parrots over Puerto Rico, it also tells me the history of Puerto Rico. So maybe some of you chose that as your time order, and it told us how Puerto Rico began in the years and what it looked like, and then when people tried to take over it, and then how the U.S. came in and took over. So you could also talk about how Puerto Rico became a state, or a what do they call it, a province or something like that. But here it's telling me the order of how the parrots almost died and then how they were saved. So that is also time order or sequencing story. So today for your activity, you are going to, I think it says create a timeline, and then write that into a sentence using time order words. First, next, last, then. Maybe you're going to use some dates. If you need any more help with this, if you will give me a text or a call, I'll be glad to help you.